Well, I'm out doing the nightly encounters with the homeless tonight, and it's the same as every other night. It's a big disgrace, and I got a few interviews of two homeless people today. One happened to be a woman, and they were telling me their stories and their experience on the streets. Please have a listen. So, how did you end up sleeping on the streets of Dublin?
I lost my man, Dad.
And was that, did you lose, so your man dad died and you were left out in the street?
Left homeless in Dublin.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what's your living conditions like?
Living in the streets in a sleeping bag and rat machine.
And how was that for you?
Horrible.
Yeah?
Horrible.
And
I just wish that I could get somewhere else in life better than the streets and in the homeless centre.
And what do you think of the conditions of the hostels?
They're very bad. They're for people that's on drugs and don't want drugs and not getting anywhere in life. I want somewhere better.
Yeah? And do you sleep in the hostels now?
No, I don't sleep in the hostel. I sleep in a doorway.
And do you feel safer in a doorway?
No, very bad. Very fucking bad.
Do you fear for your life?
Yeah, terrified. Terrified. I can't get to sleep. I'm sleeping with one eye open 24/7. Terrifying.
You say it's very hard for a woman to be out on the streets.
Yeah, it's really scary actually because I can't get to sleep. When I wake up in the morning time, I'm still very tired. I can't get a focus and I can't do anything in life.
And what do you think the government could do to improve your life?
If you could show a difference in life, give us all a house. So many buildings in Dublin City. Everywhere I go, there's buildings everywhere. There's just houses everywhere, abandoned. Why can't we not be? Like, what's wrong with us?
Thank you so much for this interview, and I really hope you get accommodation soon.
No, brother. Thanks very much.
So, how did you end up living on the streets of Dublin?
Well, last October, I was in a flat, rented flat. I fell behind a few weeks, basically losing a job. And when I came home, the landlord had locked everything up. I lost possessions there. I had the TV still there, but to no joy, to no avail did I get it back, you know, and the landlord thinks he has the right to take my stuff even though he had deposits belonged to me. And
so the deposit should have covered everything that you were short of.
Yeah.
So you
I would have been about £100 out, €100 out, but I'd been behind before, but he thought, well, I'll let the flat to somebody else who's a better opportunist, and took my stuff. And that's basically where I stood, and since the start of October last year, I have been on the streets. I can't get any help.
What's your sleeping conditions like on the streets?
My sleeping conditions are basically under the stars, terrible, on the concrete floor, you know. If it rains, I'm in trouble. And it's kind of... it's not what I'd wish upon anybody.
Yeah.
You know, it's very difficult, very hard.
And do you not sleep in the hostels?
No, I wouldn't sleep in the hostels. Basically, it's dangerous to sleep in the hostels as it is, because basically people in there are all on the make to try and make money, and they'll steal from you whatever you have, whatever lowly possessions you have.
Yeah.
To them, it's an opportune time to make some money.
So you think living on the streets is safer than going to a hostel?
Yeah, I do. I feel safer. You know, I know that I'm not going to be robbed, I hope, during the night.
Yeah.
Or whatever, you know what I mean? The drug situations in the hostels is just, you know, beyond comprehension. It's really crazy, you know.
And should the government clean up the hostels more?
The government should make them livable conditions. They just don't. They herd people into a room.
Yeah.
And basically you're left to your own devices. You know, nobody is given any privacy. Nobody is given any rights. You're shuffled in, you're shuffled out. That's basically it. There's nothing in between going in and going out. You're left to your own devices, like it or lump it, and that's it.
And do you, when you're living on the streets, do you fear for your life sometimes?
Well, I fear for your life every night you go to sleep, or you try to go to sleep, you know. My health has suffered terrible in the sense that I don't sleep properly because you've always got to be on edge. If there's someone walks up, you hear them walk, you become so acute to sound at night time when you sleep on the streets, because, you know, I've been peed on, you know. People have tried to rob me, you know. I got a kick in the jaw, a cracked rib, you know. People robbed me bag about 6 weeks ago, you know, and took what I had. So, you know, so like, You know, it's a balancing act, you know.
Yeah.
So you try to hide yourself away, you know. Some people sleep out very visible on the streets.
Yeah.
I'm the total opposite. I try to hide.
Hide away, yeah.
And I go to bed early and I get up early in the morning.
Yeah.
So nobody knows that I try not to leave a mark. I show respect to where I sleep. Because the people know I'm there. And like, you know, it's quiet and it's out of the way.
And do you ever get lonely on the streets? Is it very lonely? Like?
Yeah, it's a horrible life. It's a horrible, for the simple reason, you'd only get depressed listening to other people's problems.
Yeah.
You know, everyone comes from a bad past, and it's just cruel.
Yeah.
And it's sad that there's nothing there, you know. The people you're with now are a great help. We can come down to you, have a chat, have a coffee, and feel like a normal person for the rest of the day. Sadly, people's perceptions, people take first impressions the wrong way.
Exactly,
you could be the nicest guy in the world, only you might have ripped jeans or you might be a bit dirty, and people look down on you. Whereas you could be the guy in the suit, and people think, oh, he's a lovely guy. Well, it's totally wrong, you know. They don't give us a fair crack at the whip, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, opportunities just ain't there, you know. They're just not there.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say thank you for this interview, and it's been great. And I really hope you get accommodation soon and somewhere safe.
Well, hopefully the winter's coming up now, and that's the fear now. It's Christmas time, so it's kind of a depressing lot when you kind of get through the summer now. Where we are now, it's going to get colder at Christmas time, so people tend to go deep inside themselves with thoughts, and depression becomes a hazard then for people on the streets, and there's just no coping mechanisms, sadly. And this is supposed to be a wealthy country. It's wealthy for some, and those without aren't given anything. Thank God there's people like yourself.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It really is. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Anytime, Darren.
They're the stories that the homeless people are telling me every day and every night that I come out to help them or to talk to them. They're all coming out with different stories on how they have become homeless. And I just think the governments should start waking up, and if they don't wake up, I think the people of Ireland should start waking them up to this situation. And this is why I'm out every night doing these documentaries, just to highlight the situation. And please take a look at these few pictures that I have taken today on rush sleepers and the conditions that they have to sleep in on a nightly basis. Thank you. To say thank you for watching Nightly Encounters, and watch out for tomorrow night.